It's 5:56 a.m. The reindeer is still blinking like it's closing a nightclub. The projector has painted green dots across 3 bedrooms and one very confused cat. And a 12-foot snowman is bowing into the sidewalk like a polite bouncer. If you've ever wondered how joy becomes a complaint, this is the moment you can hear the candy cane hum. I am not anti-joy. I am pro-sleep, pro-sidewalk, and very pro-not laser tagging the neighbor's curtains at dawn. The HOA rule is boring and useful. Holiday displays after Thanksgiving weekend, lights off by 10 p.m. weeknights, 11 p.m. weekends, inflatables pegged and set back from sidewalks, no projectors spilling onto adjacent homes, cords rated and covered, GFCI protected, and cleanup within 10 days after the holiday. You put it all up last night because the box in the garage dared you. I get it, boxes provoke. I texted timers off by 10, projectors aimed inward. Inflatables set back 1 foot from walk. I got a thumbs up, and the snowman doing a slow bow. Headlights, please. Don't panic. That cruiser is the calm one. I called non-emergency. Because the projector dots are in my nursery, the inflatable is teaching pedestrians geometry, and the candy cane arch across the driveway has become a limbo test for delivery vans. Good morning, officer. Thanks for rolling up before the coffee figured itself out. We've got early season lights. It's Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Lights still on at 5:56 a.m., laser projectors spilling onto neighboring siding and windows, inflatables leaning into the sidewalk, cords across the path without ramps, and a candy cane arch that's a smidge too low for the Amazon truck's ego. No fights, no Grinches, just enthusiasm without a schedule. You're rubbing your eyes, saying you worked the late shift and wanted a surprise for your kids. I love surprises. I hate lasers in bedrooms before sunrise. Also, the HOA email in October said illumination. After Thanksgiving weekend, not whenever the box. Flirts. I'm not here to make you take it all down. I'm here to put rules on outlets. So joy and sleep can date, officer. Could you give the out loud version so memory doesn't gaslight us at 3 p.m.? Thank you. Lights. On no earlier than the Friday after Thanksgiving. Off by 10 p.m. Sun through 11 p.m. Frysat, inflatables, pegged, staked or weighted at least 12 inches off sidewalk edge. Never blocking walk. Projectors, aimed solely at the home facade, not over property lines. Never into windows or streets. Cords, outdoor rated, GFCI protected, and any crossing of a walkway must be covered or rerouted. Sound, music off by 9 p.m., moderate at any time, and not audible beyond property line. Removal, within 10 days after the holiday. That's the whole ornament. Right there. You're asking, do lasers count if they're tiny? Dots are dots. When a dot hits a nursery, the nursery wakes up. And when a dot hits a driver's eye, that driver measures fences, turn projectors off, re-aim inward, and timer them like adults. You're saying timers are expensive. They are not. They are cheaper than rage. I have 2 spare outdoor smart plugs with schedules. They're the price of an average pie and they cause fewer emails. We can set a sunset on, 10 p.m. off on weekdays, 11 p.m. off on weekends. We can also set hard off at 6 a.m. So your snowman doesn't host sunrise. No one needs a sunrise host. About the arch. Cute. But a van will headbutt it, raise it 2 notches or slide it back onto the driveway pad so its lowest point clears 9 feet. We measured last year. The van did not enjoy that episode. You're looking at your cords like they betrayed you. They didn't. They simply want to be safe. Cords across sidewalks. Must be under a low profile. Ramp or rerouted through your lawn edge. No orange vines for strollers to think about. Also, plug stacks kill outlets. Use a weather-rated splitter with covers or a holiday power stake with GFCI so the rain doesn't write poetry in your breaker panel. Officer, could you note cords across sidewalk rerouted covered, GFCI checked, projector to facade only, timers to 10p weeknights, 11p weekends, inflatable setback, arch clearance raised, early display held dark until allowed date? Thank you. The record keeps tomorrow from becoming improv. You're worried the kids will wake up to darkness and think Santa unfriended the cul-de-sac. We can do a compromise. Deco up now. Lights dark until Friday, inflatables inflated for install, and photos today between 4 and 5 p.m. only. Then dark. Then full schedule starting Friday. Your kids get the Instagram. Neighbors get the sleep. And the HOA gets to avoid being a villain in your family group chat. You ask if the small U.S. flag by your porch can stay up with the candy canes. Yes. Keep it respectful, not entangled in the decor, and light it with a shielded, downward warm LED if flying at night, aimed at the flag, not the street. It looks handsome next to the wreath. It doesn't deserve laser freckles. Speaking of freckles, your projector dots are painting my siding like a galaxy. Aim the projector tighter. Use the yardstake to set a shallow angle so the splash stays on your bricks. Better, use a static projector pattern at 30%. Brightness. Dimmers are cheap. Brightness is what wakes cats and toddlers and neighbors named me. Inflatables. They're currently leaning because the stakes are in mulch like a suggestion. Use spirals or sandbags inside the base. Add 2 guy lines. Set them 12 inches behind the walk. If the wind hits, they bow at the lawn, not the sidewalk. Your 12-foot snowman just nodded. Like he's on board with OSHA. He is. We'll also set an auto off at 10 p.m. so no one is greeted by a balloon bouncer at 3 a.m. And please, no generators for inflatables. Outlet with GFCI only. If your circuit trips, that's the circuit saying, you built a carnival. We will split the load like adults distributing mashed potatoes. You're worried the neighbor across the court will accuse you of stealing joy. He won't. If the joy respects clocks and property. Lines. Joy has good manners. It owns a watch okay, specifics, timer schedule. Weeknights. Sun through. On at sunset, off at 10 p.m. Hard off at 6 a.m. Fail safe. Weekends. Fry sat. On at sunset. Off at 11 p.m. Hard off at 6 a.m. Inflatables. On at 5 p.m. Off at 9:30 p.m. all nights because the late night whoosh is a jump scare with electricity. Projector on at sunset. Off at 9:30 p.m. Brightness 30-40%. Targeted to facade only. Music 6 to 8:30 p.m. Max low volume. Playlist without sub bass. No wizard dubstep that rattles windows like a polite earthquake. Candy cane arch. Raised to 9-foot clearance. Zip tie to PVC that's braced, or move to driveway interior. No arch over sidewalk or any place. Delivery folks must walk. You're pointing at the candy cane rope light that crosses the walkway at ankle height. That is a lawsuit disguised as cheer, routed over the planting bed, not across the walk. If it must cross, it doesn't. You heard me. Inflatables again. If wind 50 masu, don't inflate. Snap a photo of the forecast. Your snowman will become a snow kite. We prefer kites that died as kites, not as neighbors. Officer, could you add wind contingency? Deflate 15 mibidao. No generators, no sidewalk crossings. Brightness limited. Sound off 8:30 p.m.? Thank you. Now we fix it live. It's still pre-dawn. Let's hit the master plug. Lights off. The street exhales. Projector off. Dots gone. Nursery forgiven. Take the yardstake for the projector. Move it to 5 feet from facade, tilt 10 degrees up, mask spill with the clip-on shield. Yes, there's a shield in the box you ignored. We all ignored it once. Slide the snowman back 2 bricks. Add 2 stakes at 45 degrees. There. He looks employed instead of tipsy. Cords. We reroute along your lawn edge and through a cord ramp at your porch step. No crossing the public walk. GFCI test. Push test, then reset. It clicks. Good. The candy cane arch. Either raise with the nesting poles or pull it back inside the drive. You choose. You're choosing raise. Let's do it. 1, 2. Click, click, measure. 8 foot, 10 inch. We need 2 more inches. Add the middle section. Zip tie to a PVC hoop anchored in 2 buckets with sand on the driveway. Not beautiful in daylight, invisible at night, and not hitting the van at 10:15 a.m. Good. We'll submit a quick HOA architectural note for temporary driveway arch, holiday season only. Photo. Color note, warm white. And it sails through because it's inside your line. Inside wins approvals. You're asking about the laser dots on the sidewalk. The spill is better, but any spill onto the walk at eye level is a no. Use the mask to cut the bottom third. Aim higher. If the dots hit the roof line and brick only, you're golden. If they hit my opossum at 2 a.m., we re-aim again. Also, your pathway lights are pointed outward. Rotate heads to graze the path. We don't need to announce to the street that light exists. We need to light feet. Okay? The immediate hazard is gone. Now the calendar. Today is Wednesday before Thanksgiving. HOA says illumination after Friday sunrise. You can leave everything physically installed for your kids' delight. But it stays dark until Friday night. We can do a 5:30 p.m. today photo window for the kids with the officer as a witness if anyone wonders why the snowman is breathing on a Wednesday. You're asking if the officer will take a photo with the kids. He says yes, if faces don't end up posted to the world, with his name tagged. We respect badges with privacy. We respect kids with memory. The memory is the lights turning on at the right time, not the internet turning on. About the neighbor 2 doors down who runs the transceiver station that syncs the lights to a radio. We are not that block. Sync shows must be approved. Volume strictly low and stop by 9. Your house can be classic, not concert. A quiet chorus is still a chorus. Officer, any safety we missed? He says watch ladder placement, keep 3 feet of clearance around electrical, don't run cords under doormats, and keep exits clear. The mat is not a cord cover. It's a trip joke. We are not doing jokes. We are doing holidays with insurance. You're worried the kids will be crushed at 10 p.m. shutdown. We sell them on Magic sleeps. Magic gets brighter when it rests. If Magic stays up all night, it becomes coffee. Kids don't love coffee. Adults do. Let's not confuse them. Your neighbor across the street opens. Blinds like curiosity. She waves. She mouths thank you when the dots disappear from her wall. That thank you buys you forgiveness for 1,000 tiny extension cords. Write it down. It's banked. Now let's sort the extension cord politics.outdoor cord only. Green or black. No white indoor cords. Outside. No splitters dangling in the rain. Mount the power. Stake in the mulch with the outlets facing the house and covers down. Tie slack to a stake so the wind doesn't translate your art into knots. If a cord needs to cross the drive, use a heavy ramp across the apron, not tape, and only for the candy cane arch. Better. Avoid crossing at all. We do better than okay. We do safe. You're asking about the light sensor mode versus timers. Use both. Sensor tells it when to start. Timer tells it when to stop. Humans forget. Clocks do not. You ask if the wreath on the glass door needs a battery. Use a battery pack on a timer or a 1-hour on mode for the photo window. Then off. No cord through the hinge, please. Door cords become origami and lawsuits. Also, the reef knot on your garland is a slip knot. It will slip at 1 a.m. like comedy. Use a zip tie. Use 3. We like 3s. Okay. The music. Your speaker is cute. Your neighbor's patience is cuter. Keep music indoors with windows closed. If you must put a speaker outside for 5 minutes, point it at your porch. Ceiling on low, sound goes where you point. Point it at wood. Do not point it at the sky. The sky tells everyone, and no animated singing deer after. 8:30, a deer singing at 8:45 is a headline. You are not a headline. Back to Inflatables. Deflation schedule. Off at 9:30. On windy days, off entirely and weigh the base with sand, not water. Water freezes and expands. Your snowman becomes a tragedy with confetti. We are not attending that funeral. Officer, please add deflate by 9:30. Wind off policy. Sand, not water. Guy lines anchored. Stakes inspected weekly. Thank you. The checklist grows. Checklists are happiness in bullet form. Your porch outlet has a bubble cover. Good. Test the GFCI monthly. I'll mark the date on your power stake with a paint pen. Like a nerd who loves electrons. I am that nerd. The arch is now a legal height. The path is clear. The projector is pointed at your bricks. The inflatables are anchored and set back. The cords respect feet. The timers are set starting Friday. We just turned frustration into ritual. Ritual is holiday's best. Friend, we're going to text this plan so Friday doesn't argue with Wednesday. Holiday lights plan. Physical install okay now. Illumination begins free post-Thanksgiving. Timers, sunset 10p, sun-thu, sunset 11p, FrySat. Failsafe off 6A, inflatables 5930p only. 12 off sidewalk. Guy lines, stakes, sand. Wind 50 million period off. Projector aim to facade only. Brightness 30-40%. Off 930p. No spill on neighbors or street. Music inside. If outside, low volume 6830p only. Candy cane archman 9 clear. Inside driveway. No sidewalk arch. Cords outdoor rated, GFCI routed off walk. Ramps if unavoidable. No doormat covers. Remove within 10 days after holiday. Officer documented voluntary compliance. Reply, agree. You typed agree with a candy cane emoji. We accept the emoji. We store it with grace. Kid logistics. Tonight at $5. 5-minute photo window for the big reveal test. Then off Friday at 5:08, sunset. Magic. Your kids will gasp. Our block will smile. Your cat will chase dots that no longer exist, which is an allegory for the internet. One more thing. That gift projector that throws happy holidays onto the garage door. Use it for 5 minutes when greeting relatives, then off. Not every night. Repetition is applause's enemy. We keep applause special. Also, make sure your house numbers are visible under the garland. Emergency finds numbers, not cheer. Warm, shielded light. Numbers in frame. We do safety while we do sparkle. You're asking about the neighbor flag down the lane being lit incorrectly. Not our house, not tonight. We do ours right. We suggest gently tomorrow with a picture of a shielded light. We do nudges, not notes written by ghosts. Officer, anything else before we let the neighborhood return to pre-dawn? He says no step on cords, no tinsel in outlets, no stapling into wires, and keep ladder feet on dry ground. He says it in the calm museum voice for adults who collect ornaments and consequences. Thank you. I hear the coffee now. It has become a person. Before you go back in, 2 fixes for later. Tie the tree in the window with 2 clear lines to the hooks so it doesn't tip when the lab thanks it for existing, and put felt feet under. The deer on the porch so dragging them at 9:58 doesn't sound like a cello audition. You're about to ask about the height limit for front yard trees. Keep ornaments behind the window plane. The yard is for humans, not 6-foot glass balls that roll. Rollers roll across streets, hearts and patience. We curate roll. The morning is nearly kind. Again, lights are off, street is calm. A jogger runs past, without becoming a laser painting. Your snowman sighs into sleep. He is an artist who knows when to stop, for everyone watching. How tight should HOA holiday rules be? Strict, post-Thanksgiving only, 10 p.m. off, or flexible 2 weeks early dark install? Lights limited, inflatables on a schedule? Should laser projectors be banned outright unless masked or allowed with brightness caps and facade-only rules? And what's your best neighbor-proof setup? Smart plugs with fail-safe off, facade masks for projectors, wind-off policy for inflatables, cord ramps, arch clearance guides? Drop your Cheer Without Chaos playbook in the comments so someone else's nursery gets twinkle dreams, not laser dots.